Hey guys. So welcome to another Kicking It in Korea with Ingrid. Yeah, there was no intro to this one. There will be no outro to this one. Why hasn't there been a new video, Ingrid? Well, what happened was I was working on something on my laptop, eating some delicious spicy soup. And then I dropped my delicious spicy soup on my laptop and the keyboard, it dead. It's not totally dead. It's like in a zombie status right now. But anyway, I wanted to do the final thoughts, wrap up, whatever, to my level 1 KIIP class that I took. It goes like this. Yes, that's not a happy face. We heard about my classmates and how awesome they were because they were just so awesome. Awesomely terrible. And I thought to myself, maybe it's just a cultural difference. Like the way students sit silent and just wait. Well, my generation of students, we were silent and we let the teacher do their thing, and we were partners with each other like we were supposed to be. Like we were super quiet, respectful students. And because that's how I was as a student, like my whole life as a student in the US, even when I took Korean in my university, it was still the same way. There was like some talking from millennials. I'm not a millennial. But there was like a little bit of talking from the millennials, but not a lot. Like it was very quiet. And they were usually like, hey, what did she say? What's the answer to this? This hair's bothering me. Okay, whatever. So, like it was still kind of polite and it was on topic. And it also didn't bother me because it was quiet. Main thing. This class was not quiet. And if it's just a cultural thing, then I'm a dick. Because for like 3 months, I've been saying that this class is full of a-holes. And these kids is jerks, is what I've been saying. But maybe it's just a cultural thing. And that's something that, maybe you just have to deal with it. I don't know. I also know that had I gone to my teacher the very first time they were super loud, which would have been like class number 2, because class 1, okay, they were a little loud, but I figured it's class 1, so whatever. Class 2, if I'd have gone to her. Class 3, if I'd have gone to her. Things would have been very, very different. I would have had a completely different learning experience and probably a positive learning experience, or a more positive learning experience. Because even after she started shutting people down left and right, and it was awesome the way she would do it. She would shut you down. She would call you out if you were like sleeping. She called out, I called them the TV twins because there's 2 dudes who would sit over on the side and just turn on their TV, put in their earbuds and watch TV. And I was like, the hell? For real though? That's really rude. That is not a cultural difference. That's just rude. You're an a-hole for that. That's just rude. But maybe just talking in class and being loud like that is what they do. I don't know. So, the way your last day works is like this. As long as you haven't missed 20 hours of class, you have 4 hours of learning, and then you go to lunch, you come back, and it's your exam. Right then and there, that is your exam to get to the next level. I wasn't ready for that. I was not ready for that at all. But you know what? I had to get ready while I was at lunch. Oh my Lord. So we eat. Well, they ate. I ate. We didn't eat together. That ain't never going to happen. And then we go over to where we need to be to take the test, right? And as they're passing out the test, I look at my Fitbit to check my heart rate. It was 98. Yeah, so pretty freaking terrified at that moment because my resting heart rate, it's like 63, 65, something like that, pretty chill most of the time. So here it is at 98. And all I was doing was sitting in a chair waiting to get a paper handed to me. Yeah, I was really, really that terrified. And again, I don't think this is a cultural thing. It's just rude. While we're sitting in this room waiting to get the test handed out, my classmates start talking, and they're really loud. The person administering the test asks them to be quiet. And they quiet down for like 30 seconds. And then they start back up again. She's like, no, I need you to be quiet. So then they're quiet. She hands out the test, tells them, don't touch it. But of course, they don't open it, but they are like super ready. I feel like they might have did like a quick little, but I don't know. I couldn't see everybody. I was worried about myself because my heart was about to come out my chest. And they start talking again. This time, like 2 or 3 times after this, the person in front says, if you don't stop talking, we will take your test and rip it. But yet they had to say that like 2 or 3 times. I'm like, you know what? You say it one time. The next time somebody talks, they should have went and took that test and ripped it, sent them packing. Bye-bye. Bye, Felicia. But they didn't. So basically they got away with talking until she said, okay, now it's really time to take this test. Everybody be silent. Even though we were supposed to be silent before that. Okay, whatever. So there's 20 questions on the paper test. The paper test is so-so. It's not difficult, but it's not a breeze either. The last couple of questions, 2-3 questions maybe, I had to like really stop and think, like, what are they asking me? Okay, that was answered this way, but here the answer is in a different tense. Okay. And I had to read everything again and like go through to answer. And I want to say you only get 30 minutes to answer 20 questions, which isn't bad because the first few pages you can breeze through. It's just once you get to like the halfway point, then you really have to think about it. It's how I felt. Then after that, everyone goes into another large room, and we're all sitting there waiting to be called so that we can do the speaking portion. I had asked my teacher, could I pass to the next level without speaking? She was like, yes. Which I was happy about, but then I was like, no, you can't. You probably have to speak. Okay. First thing, they're like, okay, we need you to read this. And I was like, I need a moment, please. I'm scared. Which I was able to say in perfect Korean. And they were like, why are you scared? And I'm like, I'm worried about my pronunciation. Again, no problems. And they were like, just go. Like, why are you worried? Just do your thing. Because apparently I said that pretty darn good. So I read very slowly. I didn't stumble over anything. I didn't have to repeat anything that I read because I looked at it and was like, what does that say? I had no problems. I was able to read, no problem. Then the chick sitting in front of me asked me a question, and I don't know what she said now. I have no idea what she said. I thought she asked me something about the reading, and I asked her to repeat her question one more time. And then the lady next to her was like, oh, just tell us about your family. Oh, okay. Odd, but whatever. So, talked about my family. And then the same woman asked me a question. And again, I don't know what her question was. I just don't. Yeah, I couldn't tell you what she said. No, no recollection. And then the other woman asked me, will your family come to Korea? Or did your family come with you to Korea? No, I'm here alone. Well, I'm not alone, but whatever. And she was like, oh, okay. So I couldn't understand the woman in front of me, but I could understand the other lady, which was really bizarre. I don't know why. Well, then I was supposed to do a role play with the guy next to me. The guy next to me, who up until the time when we had to go and do this role play, this mofo was talking crap about me. I don't speak Vietnamese, but you don't have to necessarily speak another language to know when people are talking trash about you. They were basically sitting in the back saying, you have to be her partner. No, you have to be her partner. No, it's the way that we were taking the test. You have to be her partner. I understood that. And I don't know how, but when people are talking crap about you, you know. I don't understand what he's saying at all. I understood one word, and that was Busan. After that, no clue. I tried my best to answer based off of my part of the role play, what I thought he said, but the lady sitting in front of me just, no, you're good. She stopped me, cut me off. And then they just talked to him the rest of the time. The lady sitting in front of me also did not keep his scores a secret. She gave him 4s all the way down. 4s are a perfect score. She gave him 4s all the way down. All the way down. I couldn't see my scores, but I can tell you this. I couldn't do the role play, and I don't know how many points that role play is worth, but I know that I have to repeat level 1 by a very small margin of points. I'm talking a small margin of points. And I'm guessing, had I been able to do the role play, I would have been fine. So I don't know how things were scored. I don't. Because I was like, what, did I miss every question on the written test? I know I didn't miss every question on the written test. So how did I not get to the next level? Because you can miss like 6 or 8, something like that on the written test, and then do the speaking portion, and you pass to the next level. Because you only need 60 to pass. So I don't know how it's scored. And I know that the only speaking that I didn't do was the role play because I couldn't understand him. And when the woman in front of me asked me questions, I didn't know what she was saying, but I understood the other lady just fine. So I don't know, but I was hot. I was hotter than fish grease when I saw my results. And I asked my teacher, like, is this right? She was like, I'll check again. And then she was like, no, I am so sorry. I think that's right. So dude sitting next to me who's like rude, super rude, and I can't understand jack or ish that he's saying, she gave him 4s all the way down. So apparently she hears that accent and she knows the cadence of that speech pattern very well, and he was perfect. He can't even say my name. Ingrid. Ingrid. He can't say that. But he got 4s all the way down. Yeah, I'm salty. I'm super salty about it. I am like hotter than fish grease about it. Because now I got to do this ish all over again. But you know what I'm not going to do this time? I am not going to be polite in class. I am not going to be kind to my classmates. I am going to take my learning 100% into my hands and tell the teacher, who happens to be the same instructor, which is fine because I know she's a nice person. I'm going to tell her day 1, I'm in this class again because that last class was full of assholes. I couldn't hear most of the time. I should have sat on the other side of the room so that I could see better, but that is where I will sit this time. And none of them would practice with me. So when I had to be partners with someone that I had never practiced with before, I couldn't understand a word that he was saying. So this time around, let's switch up who we're partners with. And if the person that I'm partners with is like, no, no, like my old partner would do after the teacher stopped being my partner, if they're like, no, and they want to do something else, I'm going to be like, I'm going to be a snitch and a half. Excuse me. This one right here, they don't want to work. They're not going to, nope. They're not saying a word. I'm trying. They don't want to do nothing. Oh, I'm going to be a salty, salty snitch up in there. You know why? Because not doing that is why I'm doing this all over again. Because I can talk to my coworkers, I can talk to my friends, I talk to my tutor, like all that. And they're like, oh, your Korean's really, really good. Your accent's really, really good. I mean, yeah, of course you're a foreigner, but you say things perfectly. Which half the time I think they're just saying that like, we're so happy you're trying. You're doing so good. But then there are some of my friends that are brutally honest when it comes to my speaking. And they're like, no, dude, you're good. Like, it's good. It's really good. And they don't understand what the heck happened either with this whole test thing. We're all like, huh? So I cannot stress enough. When you are taking your KIIP class, the information is great. The teachers, they're very good. They're very, very good. If your classmates are a-holes, don't be nice. Don't be kind. You go straight to the teacher. This is messing with my learning. I don't know. I don't understand. I can't do it. I can't practice. So what can we do to fix this? Immediately go to your teacher with that. If I had done that, then I would have been able to practice with the 80% of my class that all spoke all during class to each other. And I would have been able to understand my partner, maybe. And I wouldn't have had a problem. But yeah, I really wonder, because there's no way I missed that much on the written test. So I don't know what the heck. I don't know. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to take this class again, which still pisses me off. I'm going to take this class again. And if I get the same two ladies again, and I get the same score again, then I know it wasn't me the first time, and it sure as hell ain't me the second time. So we'll see. That's all I can say is we'll see. So my next videos will be something like this. Are my classmates better, or are they jerks? Something like that. And then the rest of my videos will be like just stuff that I'm doing out and about, that type of thing. And like I said, my laptop is broken, but I'll be getting a new one on Saturday. So, how will I get that video? Because that video is on my other computer. I don't know. I'll figure it out some kind of way and get it out there to you. Sorry this one was so long, but I can't edit it. So you got all the ramblings. So sorry, but there's no intro, no exit. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, stuff like that. And if it doesn't have a description, sorry about that too. See you next time. Bye.